It's literally perfect. Like you can stack cash like over.
Yeah, just casually, honestly.
Like yeah, like that's how I paid my security deposit for my house next year.
Hey guys, welcome to Casual Career Fridays. I'm your host Gabby, and I'm today joined by...
Hi, I'm Lauren.
Hi, I'm David.
And we're going to be talking about Parker Dewey Micro-Internships today. So we're going to get into a few questions, and they're going to help us out. Quickly, could you guys tell me your majors actually so that they know what you guys are into?
Sure. I'm a computer science major. Well, I have to apply, but that with a minor in entrepreneurship and minor in applied science and engineering.
Oh, wow. Jesus. Okay.
I'm an ad PR and public policy major with a minor in health marketing and communications.
Lovely. So my first question is, what are micro-internships? Like, what is one?
So I guess I kind of define them as short-term projects for a company. So sometimes companies will have labor shortages or just a need or niche to fill, and they can use college students to fill in a gap.
Yeah, definitely. At least with my experience, there's a lot of small projects. I did a lot of computer science work, so it was like maybe a small part of the project that we're working on that they just need a little extra hands on. And then for mine at least, they also transitioned me to like a few different projects within the same company.
How did you guys hear about like micro-internships in Parker Dewey?
Okay, so there's another website, Paragon 1, that does externships and like micro-internships. So I think I looked up like, oh, what are sites similar to Paragon 1? And I found Parker Dewey and saw like our school had set up something.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, let's try this out.
Yeah.
And for me, it was kind of similar because my scholarship, they have like a partnership with both Paragon 1 and Parker Dewey. So then I first looked at Parker Dewey, and then like kind of backwards from you, I went from one to the other.
What made you pick a micro-internship over a regular internship?
For me, I think it was more like accessibility, honestly, because while for Parker Dewey, I like applied to a bunch of them, and it was just waiting to hear back. Once you hear back, you just like right into it, and then it's like a quick turnaround for the actual project, like a month.
Yeah. I'd say like for me, there's a couple like specific skills that I was looking to work on.
Yeah.
So it was really easy to pick up like a project for a month and just really hone in on that. Like whether I'm an ad PR major, so social media marketing, content creation, and it just gives me kind of an opportunity to quickly perfect the skill set.
What was it like first day, onboarding? Do you feel like it was an easy transition going into it?
Since a lot of it is remote, it's just like getting you into the what they use to like communicate, just getting everything set up, and then they just kind of let you on your own.
That's nice. Okay.
I've enjoyed it because I get to like set kind of my own hours and time to work on projects.
Definitely.
Usually I feel like onboarding is like you get it on with a Zoom with whoever is like managing you.
Yeah.
And maybe like for some people like we may chat like once a week depending on what type of role it is.
Yeah.
It may be different for coding because you're kind of just doing something. But it's like really cool to get to know some of the like business owners on the platform.
For sure. That's awesome. And now that you've touched on some benefits, what do you feel like were maybe some challenges with your first one or like sometimes encounter?
For me at least, with my second company, it was definitely the fact that they were a UK company.
Ooh.
So the time difference was insane because I would they would finish work what would be for them like 3, but for me that'd be like 12 in the morning or afternoon. So I'd have to like schedule them early in the morning so I could meet with them or catch up with them early in the morning if I have any questions, but if I'm working late, I wouldn't be able to reach them.
Yeah.
But because of that, it was also just, the work was very much just on my own, so it was manageable. It was only like here and there where they needed updates and stuff.
That's nice. It's flexible with you.
I feel like one of the only challenges I've noticed is since a lot of these companies and businesses are looking to fill like an immediate need, sometimes like you can get a little disconnected from them because they're usually pretty busy with other projects.
Right.
Like I know one project I took, I've heard from them like the first day when we did onboarding, and I haven't probably heard from them since. And I probably won't till I submit the project just because they needed labor to fill this spot in pretty immediately. So you just have to be like pretty good with like time management and if you have questions, like emailing them.
Do you feel like the timeline for your projects is pretty reasonable, given that you're also a student? Do they understand that?
For me, I've seen that it was very flexible because even though they gave this timeline of when they wanted to expect something, they also went ahead and said if you can break it down into smaller pieces depending on your schedule, then that can help us too. So it's really like just talking to them, being able to see where we can fill our skills for their needs, but at the same time acknowledging that we are college students.
Right.
I feel like there was one company I was working for where like they had a product launch coming up. And so they wanted like a lot of strategy around like that product launch, but then the product launch got pushed back.
Right.
So like now it's like obviously outside the original Parker Dewey timeline, but it's been like completely fine.
Yeah.
There's been other work to fill in on.
Yeah.
But I like it because like it'll be like a 20-hour project over 4 weeks, and that's like 5 hours a week,
Right.
which is way less than a typical like part-time job or
Right.
internship. So
Do you guys have any prior work experience that helped you guys obtain your micro-internship?
For me, it was probably just like what you were talking about with Paragon 1. I did a micro-internship already with them, but they're called like, what are they called? Externships? Externships. Just because it's more like a learning opportunity plus like a little bit of work. So that one helped me with anything Parker Dewey related.
I've done like a couple other like freelance projects on my own that really helped, and I think that's like one of the things they honestly looked for, like when they asked for like application questions, like, oh, if you're applying to a photography position, like show us some photos you've taken,
Right.
or if you're applying to like a blog writing position, like just samples of writing, which could literally be from like your classwork. So I feel like if you don't have anything, it's not super stressful because you can always kind of piece together different pieces of work to create like a full profile.
For your future career or something, what do you think is a skill that you would tell other students or benefit from taking a micro-internship?
I know for like the ad PR industry, it's like, and really for any internship over summer, you're only there for 3 months. So it's really important to be able to like quickly grasp what's going on, what needs to be done so you can start working on like that final product or solution. And I feel like micro-internships are kind of a good quick practice round of that.
Right.
I feel like the most like effective interns, like the ones you're seeing like getting like the full-time return offers, are the ones who really were able to dive into a company quickly.
Right.
So I feel like Parker Dewey kind of provides you some practice doing that.
That's a really good point.
For sure. I definitely agree with that because it's really just a quick jumping in kind of deal and then being left on your own to do something that's going to affect the company.
Right, yeah.
And just having to pick everything up and learn and also just manage your own time because they just tell you this is how many hours you got and you just got to
do it. Yeah. What was the pay like for micro-internships?
Honestly, it was really good. I don't lie. Project to project and the amount of like how you can transition to a new project and over that short time frame, it adds up over time.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So like most of the projects I've worked on have been like 15 to 20 hours of work for at least $300 to $350.
Yeah.
So
That's
you can
really
do the
nice.
The math.
And you get paid at the end of the month, you guys said,
Yeah,
right?
it's like the first week of every month.
Okay. All right, guys, I'm going to ask one final question. Thanks for watching so far. But what would you guys tell other students as to why they should pick a micro-internship from Parker Dewey?
So I feel like one of the things that like really attracted me to Parker Dewey was like when I was filling out the applications, a lot of companies were like, oh, what skills are you hoping to improve? What are you hoping to get out of this? What experience are you wanting? And to me that really emphasized how they like understood we were college students and understood that we were still kind of learning whatever our career path is. And a lot of like the people managing me have like taken a lot of time to like give me feedback and like really help me become better at that skill that I'm working on. So
Right.
I think that's been really cool.
From application all the way to the offboarding, that they were there to not just use those skills that we have, but also improve on the ones that we wanted to improve and be able to learn throughout the process too. Like for one of the ones that I had, they put me onto using a software that I have never used before, and they just sat me down to trying to learn it and get tools to actually be able to improve on that kind of software. And then I was able to use it for the entire project and be able to submit it.
And then also it helps like build your portfolio as you're a student, so that when you
100%.
get out of college you have so much on your resume and stuff
Yeah.
to show. That's awesome. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. You can find David and Lauren here, and be sure to tune into our other videos. Thanks!